Hey.
Woo!
Ooh.
Oh, baby.
Hey, where did you get that guide? Hey.
I'm sorry. I wasn't at the event. I have no idea where it came from. Anyway, hey everybody, it is us, the Extravagang. Extravagang.
I like that.
And I've got a new camera. It's my birthday coming up next week. Phat gave me this.
That's right.
And Frank gave me this new camera. Actually, Brennan gave Phat this, and he gave it to me. And Frank gave me a new camera that I'm very unhappy with. Look.
Oh, gee, come on.
I'm trying the lighting.
Let us bask.
There it is.
Look
how now you look better.
Right. Hold on, I'm going to check the other light.
Right. Brennan, how you doing, brother?
No. Yeah, no, that looks great now. Yes.
Is that better? Is it better?
Yes, yes.
Anyway, hey everybody. These guys. Well, I'm assuming ask Phat, ask your audience if anybody in the audience who's watching now was actually at the extravaganza.
All right, we got Lady Danish in the house, Heather. They're trickling in now. What's up, guys? The Assassin King. Let me know, guys that are watching right now, if you guys were actually there. If they were there, though, they would have came up and said hi to me. But Sexy Sumo was there.
Sexy Sumo was there.
That's right. That's right.
I like that name.
So let us progress on the idea. Am I echoing, by the way?
A little bit, yeah.
You know, Frank, this is a terrible.
Well, return it.
It's fine.
I'm not going to return it.
I'm fine.
Experiment with it more, but for now, I'm going to get off and come back on the usual thing. So,
fine.
Okay.
You guys talk bad about
We'll
it.
do. We'll do.
Okay.
We'll do. Okay. Whew. Finally, that guy's gone. Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. Now the party can begin.
60 seconds for him. So glad we're done with that part of the itinerary.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it was definitely a huge honor to have me there, guys, and the co-host with Frank. And Frank, you killed it, my friend.
Oh, thank you very much.
Crushed
I tried, man. I tried.
That's right. That's right.
Did
And
my
Brennan, I wanted a picture with you, man, but you disappeared on me at the end of the show.
I know. Yeah.
I was like, damn it.
It was a busy time for us. We had a lot going on. So we had we were working with a partner down on the floor. They have a booth down there, and we had after we premiered the trailer Baby Assassins that Friday. We had a Baby Assassins exclusive Comic-Con Blu-ray that we were selling down on the floor. So we were just running around trying to get everything, in order for that. But yeah, it seemed like, I feel like I only missed the last 15 minutes of the panel, but man, it was awesome. Yeah. And both you guys killed it kind of running the show. So hats off to you.
Well, thank you.
By the way, have you introduced Brennan yet?
I was getting ready to. We're already just having fun here. That's right. From Well Go USA, Brennan, let us know your official title, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. There's the Baby Assassins exclusive Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we still have a handful of those left, so I'm sure we'll be giving them out on social. In the coming weeks. So go check out Hiya Social and keep an eye out because I'm sure we'll be handing a few out.
There you go.
And is this still good, Brennan?
That is still good. So yeah, Hiya is a martial arts streaming channel. It's what sort of a big chunk of what I do at Wellgo is handle that channel and the brand and do all the programming. But yeah, it's $3.99 a month, pretty cheap. I mean, it's the cost of a Starbucks.
And less than a Starbucks.
That's the monthly price. So go check it out. The Comic-Con promo code that we had is still live.
Okay.
So yeah, go type in Kung Fu 22 and you get 1 month free. So yeah, go check it out. We've got new movies every Friday, a new Hiya original every month. Really doing our best to provide the martial arts audience sort of new and exciting films.
And one of the things I really wanted to press on this, I'm wearing my Hiya shirt, and I wanted to impress on the audience there, but I want to impress on the audience here that Hiya is even at the very beginning of the Hiya channel. I was doubtful. I was going, oh, he can't possibly, poor Brennan can't possibly get enough really good stuff to entertain me, Rick Myers, or Kung Fu Santa. But and anybody who knows me, any of these guys who knows me, and any of you out in the audience and Phat's audience who knows me, I don't lie. If you watch the action film Autopsy, I don't lie. If I don't like something, I don't like it, and I tell you.
Yeah.
I love Haya now. One of the things that I did during the Kung Fu Extravaganza as the floating head on video was to talk about how wonderful these Chinese Kung Fu movies that Haya is getting, because they're below China's attention. The China Film Bureau ignores them because it's below their interest. But their loss is our gain. And I showed clips from 3 of my favorites, and all my other all the stuff I showed was from Haya, right? Because in addition to these Kung Fu movies with these great heroes of Kung Fu cinema, you also have swordsmen, you also have Kung Fu stuntmen, you also have Raging Fire, you're going to have Walled In.
Yes.
There's absolutely no. That's why I'm wearing the shirt, and that's why I made my own shirt. Improved upon their shirt, so I could pay for it myself. I go to this channel personally every week and find something wonderful. One of the things we talked about on the action film Autopsy on Monday was a God of War Battle 3 Kingdoms, which is another one of your Haya presentations. People, if you love martial art movies, if you love Kung Fu films, and you know me, I separate them, Haya is the only place to go. I even said it in one of my introductions at the Extravaganza. As soon as you finish watching this clip from Kung Fu Stuntmen, join up with Haya immediately and watch the rest of it. And it's the same thing with Raging Fire and all this other stuff. And now, Brennan, you guys are also showing the classics. Shanghai, Righting Wrong.
Yes.
And other things like that, right?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to kind of broaden the scope of our programming, what we release every Friday. So we're going, we're going to the Fortune Stars, the Golden Harvest, the Shaw Brothers, trying to find sort of those classic Kung Fu movies that, people grew up watching and have that sort of, emotion tied to it, that nostalgia. So, and, those are what really started the genre. So, and you watch a lot of these new movies and you see a lot of, things that you can compare it to those older films. So, yeah, we're doing our best to bring those classic Kung Fu films to Haya. Yeah. Can I just say, Rick?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It means so much coming from you, the true martial arts film historian, to give us sort of that promo right there. So
I'm not the true martial art historian. I'm the biggest fan and the pioneer of Kung Fu film love in America. Because as Frank can tell you, a lot of people know more than I do, but nobody has greater love for Kung Fu and Kung Fu films than I do. So, and great. So now that I know Kung Fu, I'll take anybody on too. Another great thing. No, I will, because I've been taught how to do it, not stupidly. You'll never see me do this. I won't be doing this. You guys know already, whenever you see me pictures with Michael Jai White and Scott Adkins and all the rest of it, they're all doing this and I'm doing. And also they're all doing this and I'm doing.
Well, speaking of love for Kung Fu, I just saw him here. Takeshi was there. He was there.
Oh.
He did attend, and he did buy a Haya shirt.
Nice.
That's right, baby. That's how we do it.
I think he meant he bought one of these.
Yeah.
Oh, he may have.
Yeah, he meant. I think he bought one of the Blu-ray.
Oh, okay, one of those. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sexy. But another thing I wanted to say about the classic Kung Fu movies that you're already getting on Haya, and guys, once you get onto Haya, go into whenever it says show all, always click on show all, because then the menu of titles gets longer and longer. And the awesome thing about their classics is that most people, the biggest problem, there you go. The biggest problem with Kung Fu teachers, as well as Kung Fu film lovers, is what I call limited knowledge. They only know what they know, and they've only known what other people can tell them. So a lot of people will go searching for the classics. You know, a lot of Warner Brothers will go after Drunken Master, but not everybody will go after Shanghai, Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like what Haya, because Haya has the benefit of Frank and me and other greats who know and all these guest stars. I mean, the guest stars you guys had this time. We've had the Buy Bus guys in the past. We had the Triple Threat guys in the past. And this year you had the Paper Tigers. And the Paper Tigers know the stuff that goes under everybody else's radar. And that's what Haya is able to get as well. So, all right, I'll stop making a promotion of Haya because I want everybody to love and to get the channel because it's worth it. Not because Brennan's here, but because I love it. I don't care if Brennan loves it. I love it.
I mean, Rick, you can keep talking if you want. I mean,
But I also want the audience to tell us what they want to see, because
yeah,
I know that Brennan asked this Comic-Con to film the panel. Comic-Con will be able to, because Comic-Con will not show the clips, but Brennan has all the clips, so he'll put the clips back into the film. And then on Haya, as well as Phat Samurai, and probably on the Urban Action Showcase platform as well, will show the entire main show, except for maybe the last 15 minutes, on the platform. So this event is more of a recap, again, mostly for me, because I wasn't there.
No, you were there, but you were not there.
Yeah, I wasn't I mean, Bren and I discussed seeing if we could get, Zoom or, FaceTime or some video, but the San Diego Comic-Con would have charged, not the San Diego Comic-Con.
Convention Center.
The convention center would have charged us
I'm on in my leg.
$5,000
That is insane.
for me to go live. So instead, I recorded using Zoom in my Zoom room introductions to all the Welgo and Haya clips that I wanted to share with everybody. Now, also Phat, and so we don't have that video yet. We will in hopefully a couple of weeks, and then we'll put it all out. However, today, Phat has bootlegs. Phat had a friend who was there.
OGP, yeah, he was there.
16 minutes of the event, right?
Yeah, like the beginning,
right?
In the interview, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the question here, audience who's watching, do you want us to talk? Do you want the guys to tell me about the panel and have me ask questions about the panel, and also tell me about the Comic-Con? Because I didn't get to. This is the first time in like 30 years I actually didn't go to the Comic-Con. So we can talk about the Comic-Con and the whole experience and the extravaganza, what happened afterwards, and what Frank ate, and all these other awesome things. Or we could show little pieces of what the extravaganza did. In other words, we could show you stuff from the extravaganza, or we could talk about it. That's basically the two choices. Or we could do a mix of both. So what do you guys want? Announce what you'd like to see, because you have okay, Rick, we've heard about the Disney Plus show. Nautilus currently in production in Australia. It's about Captain Nemo and his crew. I'm one of the authors on the show. Big fan of yours.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
that's awesome, man.
That is awesome. Thanks for the super chat, Tyrone. You rock, man.
Yeah, because listen, Haya and Disney Plus are my two favorite channels. So my two favorite streamers. So God bless you, buddy. Awesome sauce. So yeah.
Well, I could do screen share of the panel, and we could talk over it.
All right, and also let me
want to do that.
When you have the clips that you have, Phat, are they all 5 or 7 minutes of the clips, or just little pieces of the clip?
They're like 2 minutes.
Okay, that's awesome.
But I don't have it for all of them, just a few.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, All right, so you guys,
those we have to watch. We can't, we watch it and then we talk after.
Frank and Brennan and Phat have been to the Comic-Con before. First question I have, and again, audience, ask whatever questions you want. How crowded was or wasn't it?
It was crowded, but definitely not as crowded as 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's how I felt.
Wow. It's been a while it's been several years since I've been to Comic-Con. So for me, I was exhausted.
I mean,
but the
lines,
adrenaline from Kung Fu
there's still plenty of
Extravaganza
lines
kept me
everywhere.
going.
People lining up for merchandise and exclusive. But in terms of like density, I think it's less dense than 2019. You can definitely still walk around in the floor pretty easly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, typical walking pace on the floor. When a couple years ago, it was like you'd have to stop every few seconds.
A couple years ago, we were blood clots. I knew how a blood clot felt a couple years ago. I also noticed that some panels were missing, and some not panels,
exhibitors.
Exhibitors. Seemed lighter at times. Thank you, TK. Like for instance, I was very excited about the new Doctor Who. There was no BBC America booth. There was nothing about Doctor Who at the whole thing. However, the power of the Comic-Con was potent. I was 2,500 miles away, and I went into a buying frenzy, which is what happens to me at the Comic-Con. There's virtually nothing I want at the Comic-Con that Brennan can't give me and Frank can't give me, but I just started buying like a crazy man. And that was the power of the Comic-Con.
I got the bug.
Frenzy.
I got the Comic-Con bug.
Yeah, I got a Phat Samurai t-shirt. I got a t-shirts. I got all sorts of belts. I got all sorts of. I didn't get Funkos because I already have all the. You can see it behind me over here. I have my Kung Fu Kevin Funko because I did the Minions movie. I consulted on the Minions movie. So all right, that takes care of that. The atmosphere, I imagine, in the convention center and everywhere was still very positive and very strong. Everybody kept their masks on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
And none of you guys got sick.
Nope.
But you heard about who did get sick.
Knock on wood. Nope.
No, did you hear about who got sick?
No, who got sick?
No, who got sick?
He even said it in the Hollywood Reporter, Variety, and Entertainment Weekly. All said he got sick at Comic-Con.
Oh,
George R.R. Martin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
At his panel. But then again, he's Hall H.
Yeah.
That's true.
Who knows this? And also nobody's coming up to us. Very few people. So anyway, what do you think, guys? Should we show some of the clip of the opening of the show? And
that's Frank and Brennan. It's your call, or we could just keep talking. It's up to you guys. And just go down the list.
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
People who weren't there can see how
All right. Let me do some screen share action here. Give me a second.
And when I'm talking, of course, while you're waiting for that, everybody go out and buy this book. Okay.
Yeah, if we're doing books, go buy this one too.
Which? Oh no!
There you go.
They already have that one. I thought you were going to pull out one of your, Brennan.
I don't. Yeah, I don't write or read.
How to make beautiful children.
Pressing over here with these guys.
Can you guys hear?
Is that the professional photographer over there doing that?
Can you hear up?
We got the.
Kung Fu Extravaganza.
Hey.
It was a crowded room, right?
Oh, it's packed.
It was big,
packed.
More people than last time.
Yeah, but everybody's always bunched around the video, so there's sections for a little. Was this before or after my intro?
No, this is when I'm about to show them your intro.
Oh, you're about to show my intro, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Welcoming you to the 25th annual San Diego Comic-Con Superhero Kung Fu Extravaganza.
Yeah, packed house, Rick. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm on deadline. In addition to being on doctor's orders.
This goes on for the
Well, Rick, I'm glad you could at least be there on screen and in spirit, because I mean, it wasn't the same without you. I mean, I think you bring definitely a different level to the atmosphere.
Frank and I discussed. I'm yang, Frank's yin.
Yeah.
I'm very extroverted. Frank is a little introverted.
I'm a librarian. I'm quiet.
Yeah, he's a librarian, right? I'm a Frank,
and no one in the audience.
And, so as to make a perfect team, but it's separate. It's kind of like, it's not a regular show when we're separate.
That's why I was there. I was Frank's hype man.
That was something I pointed out. Matt, you were the audience. You're the ultimate fan. What's great about you, when I have an opinion, I don't lie. And when you have an opinion, you're also not as true as I am. And when you said you love the Tiger Tigers guy, everybody, most of the time, if I said I love the Tiger Tigers, they're going, was he really? Was he really? But you're always honest, you're always straightforward. There he is. There's the man.
Gotta pump people up, man. Get excited, because I was excited,
The
Frank's the
obligatory fist pump.
That's right. That's right. That's
Frank's
our thing.
The scholar, I'm the pro, and you Phat are the fan. You're fan central. You're the top.
Yeah, there were some people, Rick, that did talk to me before it started, and they missed you. They did miss you.
I miss you guys. Everybody in the audience, I miss them too. I miss seeing everybody. I miss going out. I missed our voice talk in the hotel room. I mean, I couldn't go. I didn't want to be like George R.R. Martin. I was surprised that George, who I worked with, and the Twilight Zone in the 80s, he's 40. Yeah, now we're showing at channel clip.
Yeah, Phat, your channel trailer killed it, man.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
This is great.
So
the audience, I didn't think the audience was going to react that positively.
No, I knew they're gonna love it. I asked him, because Phat asked me whether it's okay to put that clip in. I said, why not?
Because most people have seen it. They used to use it all the time on the Daily Show.
Yeah,
the
Frank Gilbon used it. Yeah.
He's been out of the running for a long time.
I had to throw that clip in there, Rick.
That's our action film autopsy commercial. By the way, Phat, have you watched Gray Man or the Sea Beast yet?
Not yet. I'm going to pick a time next week.
We got plenty of time. Anyway, so let's see. Did you guys celebrate afterwards? You guys go. Oh, I know, Brennan. You went out. You hung out with the Tiger guys.
Yeah, we were just in the hotel lobby.
Yeah,
nothing big,
but
no, we headed back after it was over. I wanted to hang, but everybody, went their separate ways. Everybody was tired. The audience is cracking up right here, man.
That's also, this is great stuff.
Steven Seagal was so good.
No, yeah, we went back to the hotel right after.
Had I been there, we would have gone out. I always celebrate after.
But there's nowhere to go because, by the time we finish, it's already 11 o'clock. I mean, most restaurants are closed.
Oh, that's right.
We need to throw our own party next year.
There you go.
Let's go. I'm down.
With that, I'm good with that. Absolutely. Yeah. Again, then get all the guests, get everybody back, we'll have a big blowout, and
classic clip. I had to show it again.
Of course. That's going to happen again.
Yeah, bring back Versus.
Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming back.
So wait a minute. Now, Frank, you stayed till Saturday.
No, I left Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. Phat, you came back. You left,
Right after it was over. Yeah.
and then you came back Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Brennan, how long did you stay at the actual event?
I left Friday morning. I got there Wednesday morning and then left Friday morning because we had the Asian Film Festival of Dallas that Wellgo is a premier sponsor of. So we had to get back to Dallas and go support the festival in our backyard.
Just it's hard to see, but just to let everybody know that's watching right now, especially you, Rick,
Yeah.
Eric. Oh, there's Jan, Justice for Hire. But Eric, our boy Jacobus, he leaped up on stage. You couldn't see it because there were 3 steps, and Eric just jumped straight up on top of because he's a legend. Yeah.
This is Eric Jacobus. Everybody who haven't seen him before, Google him and watch his movies, all of which he pretty much premiered at the Comic-Con of the previous year. And he is exceptional. Now he's into motion capture because he was one of the lead. Oh, here's the Paper Tiger guy. Awesome. Eric is a man to watch. He's doing motion capture now. He was one of the leading characters in the God of War video game.
Yes.
And he does all these short movies, which are exceptional. Just some of the most original, inventive, imaginative, humorous, short Kung Fu films I've ever seen. That's why I keep bringing him back. This year he showed one of his new animated clips because he's going totally into. He has his own stage in Las Vegas, his own studio in Las Vegas, and creating this stuff. And I believe, hopefully, he will be talking with Brennan about developing stuff. So we'll see what happens.
Nice.
Yeah, we've started talking. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think. Yeah, he's a talented guy, and I think he's got his foot in the door of a really interesting space to help push forward martial arts in a rather unique situation that people wouldn't really think of. So I think he's got his niche for sure.
Yeah. And also, Frank and I are very much into, again, being the yin yang. I'm the Hi-Ya guy. He's the 88 Films Arrow guy, among other places. And between the two of us, we also want a revolution and a revival of the classic Kung Fu film with both style and substance. Hollywood just does the style. And so now, thankfully, the guys like the Paper Tiger and Bao and others, they're looking for the substance and the style, which is what the major studios don't have, which is one of my problems with Gray Man and other things that I see in criminal lists on the other channels. They don't have the soul because they understand martial arts, which is punchy, punchy, punchy. They don't understand Kung Fu, which is the soul, which is chi and love. And that's what makes those movies exceptional.
Yeah.
But anyway, here we go. We're still showing clips. We got to get those guys up on the stage. Oh, this is the trailer, right? So they're coming up right after. Here they come. Yay!
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed that film.
This is what I missed the most. I would have loved to have talked to these guys.
But in the words of Frank, you got to keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. This is the part where I screw up, though. I missed Matthew's name because
keep it moving.
I missed Matthew's name initially because I put it on my iPhone, but when I was reading, the lineup, I was reading from my iPad, so I missed Matthew's name. And luckily, I think Bao and then Phat reminded me, so I was able to.
As you guys discovered, these guys can take care of themselves.
There he is, Master Ken.
Master Ken.
Wait, where'd that camera come from?
That's from Bao's, I think.
Yeah, I think
that's
from
Bao's.
Oh, wow. Okay, there you go.
I stole that one.
Yeah. That was good.
You pirate.
Yeah, these guys knew what they were talking about. Our issue was, and this is something we're going to have to look at, is that after 25 years, after the silver anniversary, I don't think, and now with this team, I don't think we have to worry about overstuffing the panel. I think we not be lean and mean, but just be perfect. Just, again, we know what we want to do. We want to do Haya, we want to do Eureka, we want to do 88. We want everything that's with it. We don't have, and also the exceptional.
Well, go.
We want the exceptional at this point.
Yeah.
So but we've got a full year, and we'll figure it out when the time comes.
Yeah.
And also, what's great is that the Paper Tigers had their own panel.
Yeah.
So they went and did it on Saturday.
Right, and it was jam packed. It was like full house over there too.
They had like a line waiting outside.
Yeah,
like 50 people.
So I'm going to talk to Eric and I'm going to talk to Jan about getting their own panels.
Yeah,
that would make.
There you go.
I mean, I think Eric's got. I mean, motion capture martial arts. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Oh, absolutely.
And that video game,
that
video that you showed, that you showed, Frank, looked really good.
Dojo?
Yeah.
That looked good, man.
Neither Jan nor Eric need to share a stage with us. They've got enough to do an entire panel of their own, and I really think they absolutely should. But
speaking of the cameraman, here he is. Right?
Hey, there you go, buddy.
Thanks, OGP, for bootlegging the footage, man. Yeah, man. Thanks, man.
Well, at this point, I don't think we have to watch the rest of this, because this is all you will be seeing is these guys talking for the next 10 minutes, right? We won't really hear what they're saying. We'll have to wait for the full extravaganza.
Well, I turned it down to hear you guys, but I mean, if we can move on if you'd like.
Yeah,
but yeah, I interviewed them here and they talked about their experiences, and I think that was pretty much the end.
But
again, we could cut it here.
Yeah, let's cut it here, because again, we'll see that when the full Comic-Con extravaganza video is ready. Now we can talk about the clips. So right after we finished with, because this is the recap and also the playlist. So right after this, you started showing the Haya clips, right?
We show a few trailers in the promo.
Oh, the trailers. Do you want to show the trailers here, Brennan?
I got it here. Let's show the Baby Assassins one.
Yeah, Baby Assassins. That's if you guys haven't watched that movie,
let's do that one.
Amazing.
All right, let's check that one out real quick.
It glows in the dark.
Also, we hear from very reliable sources that there's a limited edition Comic-Con exclusive Blu-ray for Baby Assassin out on the convention floor that you can buy tomorrow at the booth that shall not be named 3 weeks before it hit retail stores. Okay, so please, if you like me, like physical media as well as streaming media, do try to look for the limited edition Comic-Con exclusive Baby Assassins tomorrow at the show.
週何回ぐらい入れるのかな。ヒロさん。うれ
ー。写真撮らなきゃ。はい、チーズ。
最近上の方でもあんたたちのことが問題になってて。バイトを探して一緒に暮らしてください。
マガジ入れっぱなしじゃん。面接行きたくね。これは。
うちのルートを任した東條がやられたんだよ。こっちが仕掛けねえと。お前に任せる。ヤクザも女性にとって働きやすい環境を作らねえとな。マジかよ親父。
おいしくなーれ。
おいしくなーれ。
これちょっとやばいやつだな。ヤクザ殺しに行くの手伝って。あ、マシンガン。 僕なんとか持ってくればよかった。
There we go. Hey, there you go. You know, this guy, the director of this movie has a unique choreography style.
I saw it. I knew it.
And,
Go ahead, Rick.
But unfortunately, that's the other thing that's happening now. When this guy did Hydra, which is
Hydra,
again, some of the best knife fighting ever in movies, but because it showed up, like, when did it show up, last year or the year before that? When did Hydra show up, Brennan?
It was July of last year on Hi-Ya, but I think it released in Japan in 2019, so it's a couple years old.
So go look at the trailer for John Wick 4 and see if you think they were inspired by something. the Donnie Yen sequence that they show in the John Wick 4 trailer looks like it was taken right out from this guy. But that's understandable because that's what these choreographers do. That's why Shang-Chi is all, the greatest hits of previous Kung Fu movies. They don't do anything original. They're borrowing, and that's understandable. That's what's so great about Hi-Ya and Welgo, that you guys can do original stuff that they can copy. So in any case,
all right, let's keep it going here.
Do we have Pre-Man?
Yeah, we went into
we showed Pre-Man at the
right.
panel, but that one will release online on Monday.
Okay, so we can't show that here.
Oh yeah, we'll have to wait until Monday. We also showed a special promo of Walled In.
Yes.
I mean, it's super. It was rough. I mean, it was watermarked. It had
it is
green screen and wire work and crash pads. But
I was still excited.
It looks so good.
And Samuel looks so young in it. Samuel's like rejuvenated.
Yeah. By the way, I don't think it looked rough at all. I thought it was astonishing.
Yeah.
I thought it was an amazing way of showing, again, the difference between Samuel using wires and everyone else using wires.
Yeah.
In other words, he only uses wires to enhance the reality rather than to make it fantasy. And to see it that raw, it was just, I got chills. So we can't show that now, right?
No.
Unfortunately
not. It was a live panel exclusive, so you
and
had to be there. So hey, next year maybe we'll have something similar, something bigger.
Yeah.
You never know. But go to the Extravaganza.
Have some of the cast and crew too.
We'll see.
I was sold with Walled In though, man.
Oh,
I'm like, woo!
Very excited.
Next up, we went to your section of mentions, Rick, your fight clip mentions. First up, you introduced Spirit Walker.
Oh no, that wasn't first. Swordsman was first.
Yeah,
Swordsman was the first one.
Swordsman was
okay.
The first one I showed.
I'm fired. I'll see you guys never at Comic-Con. I have been banished.
I chose my favorite movies from Welgo to show, the 7, and I went through all of the stuff, although I didn't get to see all of the direct-to-streaming Chinese ones, but I chose my favorites that all featured famous heroes of Kung Fu cinema. But I start with the Swordsman, because Swordsman is my favorite martial art movie of, I don't know, the last 10 years or more. Maybe even from, I can't think of another one offhand that I liked more from the turn since the end of the glory years of Hong Kong cinema, even though this is not Hong Kong, this is Korea. And this is available, as you saw there on DVD. This is on Hi-Ya. I watch it every month or so because it is so exhilarating. It's also so incredible because it's not even though it's clearly inspired by Zatoichi the Blind Swordsman, a Japanese series, which you can get on the Criterion Collection. It is a Korean film. It has my favorite choreographer who's working today, Kenji Tanigaki.
Yes.
And it's not being ruined the way Kenji's work was ruined in Snake Eyes. Kenji also did Snake Eyes.
Preach.
Ruined it in the editing room. Swordsman is an extraordinary movie that's done by a Korean, taking place in a period of history in Korea where the Chinese, the Japanese, and the Koreans were all vying for control of South Korea. So they have Japanese swords, Chinese swords, and Korean swords. And the reason I watch it at least once a month is because I know more and more about the martial arts they're using each month. And I watch the movie again to see how Kenji has, when a Korean swordsman is doing Korean stuff, it's Korean style swordplay. When a Japanese is doing it, it's Japanese style swordplay. When a Chinese is doing it, it's Chinese style swordplay. And I can assure you, they're all different. The thing is that most people who don't know they're different think that they're all doing the same thing. They're not. It's an extraordinary, exceptional movie. Strongly suggested. Now, the next movie that I showed a clip from, and again, you'll be able to see all my intros and all the clips and I think my shortest clip was, I think, Spirit Walker. The Spirit Walker. That was 5 minutes. All my other clips are like 7 to 9 minutes, or even 11 minutes in some cases. And Spirit Walker, I want to suggest The Man from Nowhere. Do you, Brennan, does Haya or Welgo have The Man from Nowhere?
Yeah, it's on Haya.
It's on Haya. The Man from Nowhere is the best Korean gun fu movie I think ever made. Do you agree, Frank?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now,
it's one of my top 3 films on Haya. I mean, it is so good. It was groundbreaking.
Spirit Walker is good, but it's a child of Man from Nowhere. I showed a clip. The reason I chose Spirit Walker and just didn't do another clip from The Man from Nowhere is that we wanted to promote Spirit Walker and sell the new DVD and Blu-ray of it.
Yeah.
So I showed that, and I showed the climax, which was the closest thing I could find to Man from Nowhere. So yeah, definitely, take a look at Spirit Walkers, or wait till we do the full show again with all the clips. But go get Man from Nowhere right now. Or
I do have some of the clip if you want me to play it. It's like a minute and 45. Mm-hmm.
No, we don't have to do Spirit Walker. We have more.
Okay.
Unless you want us to show.
Frank,
do you have a clip of
keep it
Man from
moving.
Nowhere?
We got to keep it moving. Yeah.
Yeah, keep it moving. So I think the next one, we went to China, and those were the 3. Those were the 3. What's happening is the Chinese Film Bureau is keeping everybody down, except all these streaming service and TV movie stuff that Welgo gets to do and Haya gets to show. The Film Bureau isn't denigrating those and are forcing them to edit those very much. They don't seem to care about those. They did a couple of Wong Fei. Everybody know who Wong Fei Hong is. Wong Fei Hong is the very foundation of Kung Fu film. And Jet Li played him, and Kwon Ta King played him, and Jackie Chan played him. Even Sammo Hung played him in as a cameo in one of Jackie's movies. But in any case, they had Vincent Zhao make a couple of Wong Fei Hong movies, which they sliced the throat of. The Film Bureau made Wong Fei Hong look like an idiot, made him look like an ineffectual fool, because they seemed to want to denigrate their famous Kung Fu characters, because Kung Fu means you need an open mind. And they want people to do wuxia. They want people in China to follow orders, not to think for themselves. So they had to that's my theory as to why they denigrated all these characters. However, on Haya, they have Wong Fei Hong, Ip Man, and Fong Sayuk movies that don't do that. They're also short. They're no more than 90 minutes. They're not a Netflix film that goes on for 2 hours and 7 minutes. They move fast. The technology is extraordinary. The costumes, the sets, the acting, the crowds. Even in these cheap movies, they can have hundreds of cast members. and they don't denigrate the characters, and they also do silly things in them. They have a lot of fun with these movies. So I think, do you have a clip, Phat, of the Unbending Mr. Fong?
Yeah, but it's a glitchy clip. Well, it's all up to you.
That's all right, guys. Go get Haya, jump on, watch the Unbending Mr. Fong. It is a hoot, a kung fu hoot. And also, do you have anything from the Wong Fei Hong movie, The King is Invincible?
No, that's another glitch.
I
can show them. They're just kind of stop motion movement.
There was a wonderful moment in that I didn't include in my introduction to it, which is when the drunken master shows up.
Oh, Frank talked about that.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yay,
Yeah.
Frank. All right, Frank brought up.
Yeah.
The drunken master appears out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like a soul. Yeah.
Out of the box.
Brennan, you have a question here for you. Yeah. Any chances of the Haya app coming to PS5?
Not on the roadmap, but seeing stuff like this always kind of perks our ears up. So, yeah, let me look into it. I know.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. We just launched on Xbox about a year ago.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, PlayStation has been on been on the list.
Yeah, we have it on our PS4 right here, so we gotta represent.
Yeah. So that took care of all the Chinese stuff, and then I went to the great stuff, right? Didn't I go right to?
We went to Hong Kong with the Raging Fire.
Oh, Raging Fire! Oh, Christ!
And of course, and because your intro was recorded before the Hong Kong Film Awards, so I did mention to the crowd that this film won 4 awards at the Hong Kong Film Awards last weekend, including best editing, best action by Kenji, best director, the late Benny Chan. This was his last film, and of course, best picture.
And best choreography too, right?
Yeah, best action design. They call it best action design now. Yeah. So Kenji, Kenji was one of them, one of the choreographers. So yeah.
I enjoyed this movie when I first saw it, but to me it was sort of classic Donnie and a classic latter day Donnie, from SPL on up. But this was a revelation when I looked at it this time, because I didn't want to show the final fight because it's just between him and Nicholas Tse, and it's brutal and it's ground fighting. But then I rediscovered the scene in the middle, which, as far as I'm concerned, is probably the greatest thing Donnie has ever done. Even though, Benny was the director, this was quintessential Donnie. So if you like Donnie Yen, if you love Donnie Yen, you've got to see Raging Fire. Because of the Chinese Film Bureau, and I think the only reason the Chinese Film Bureau let this movie came out untouched is that it makes Hong Kong look like a cesspool. I think the Chinese Film Bureau was happy with a movie that made Hong Kong look like the 7th level of hell. But I don't know if Donnie's going to be, and also I think that's why they're going to let Walled In out, because Walled In is another infamous moment in Hong Kong history.
I think the main thing about, like how China Film Bureau look at these films, as long as the bad guys get punished in the end and that the cops always kind of come out winning, that's all they really care,
I don't think that's true. I think that's secondary. The Hong Kong film or a movie that's set in Hong Kong, I think they feel the need to put Hong Kong in a bad light. This is not the place you want to settle people. You want to come to China with us where everything's happy and good.
Well, maybe true too, but then, like in the case of Raging Fire, you have 2 groups of cops, one good and one bad. And it's actually pretty amazing that they let it slide to show cops on the bad side, so in other words.
Again, think about my theory, which is they let it slide.
Yeah, they let it slide.
Of the reason that I feel they did. But then again, I'm slitting my own throat by talking about this in public now.
Got to keep it moving, Frank.
We chat
keep it moving
to everything we say. And
you get a call at 3 a.m. from the national security law guys. Sure.
The Chinese Film Bureau probably already knows my opinion. Oh, liars again. Oh, or they call me Lick.
Yeah, we didn't, like we hardly talk about what's happening in Hong Kong since the national security law passed. The effect it has on the film industry at the panel, because there's simply not enough time to even go into those kind of details.
Again, so yeah, definitely go get Raging Fire as in Blu-ray. Go watch it on Haya repeatedly, like I do, because Donnie may never be that Donnie again.
And that's what I mentioned. The parents said, "Would you rather watch him in Rogue One or this?" I mean,
Right.
I'll watch this in a heartbeat. You know?
I'm both, and I'm happy. I'm happy for Donnie for whatever he does, and I'm looking forward to John Wick 4 because the one thing I can guarantee you with Donnie, he is not going to slough. Every other actor may not look that good, but Donnie's going to do his best. Even in the live action in Mulan, the only person who had a decent scene was Donnie because he refused not to. Jet Li in the live action Mulan was happy to look as terrible as wanted him to. Donnie would not allow it. So whenever you see Donnie, you're going to get prime Donnie. Any case, and then the last thing I did was
Kung Fu Stuntman.
Kung Fu Stuntman. Again, one of the greatest things ever. If you say you love Kung Fu movies, if you haven't seen it, you don't love Kung Fu movies.
So good.
It's an extra. The only thing I wish we had been able to do is put in American subtitles and identify the speakers more. Every time one of the speakers came on, I would want his name and one of his credits. They did that a little bit, but not as much as for Frank and I and you guys, we know everybody, but not everybody should. But keep watching it over and over again.
Oh, Frank! Frank, tell Rick what happened.
What happened, Frank?
Oh yeah. Well, there's a sign lady at the panel because like this year for all the panels, they now have a person like a sign
I was
lady.
wondering who that was.
Yeah, so there was a sign lady there who does all these sign language interpretation of what's being said. Now, obviously, she could take a break while we're showing the clips because they're all subtitled. They're all subtitled. So she didn't need to do the sign language interpretation. She just watched the screen, right? But then I think, in fact, while we were playing Kung Fu Stuntman with the clip with Chingalok, getting injured from Heart of Dragon, what have you, and then Phat kind of tapped me on the shoulder and pointed to the lady, and we looked at the lady, and she was grimacing because she was grimacing at the clip because of
she was like this.
She was like this. and at that time I thought maybe I should take a picture of it, but then we were doing the show and thought maybe not. Now I kind of regret I didn't take a picture of her grimacing because that was like just it's just an honest representation of the clip, Yeah.
And the audience reaction to it too, they were like, "Holy!"
People were like, "Ooh!"
I asked Phat, and you guys can tell me too. From the clips I showed, I'm guessing the biggest reactions were from Unbending Mr. Fong. When
they had fun with that.
And I guess Kung Fu Stuntman, right? Was there any other big reactions?
They actually got a kick out of Yip Man, believe it or not.
Yeah,
they were laughing.
Yeah.
They had that in terms of the comedy. They enjoyed that.
I mean, our Wing Chun specialist, Alex Richter, hated that movie. And I'm going, I think that's a great movie, especially when
I wasn't that big of a fan either, but I understand why you like it, Rick.
It's lighthearted.
Yeah, I get it.
It has good kung fu, and again,
it's harmless.
That shows the reactions as well as the actions. But also, how can you not like a movie with a lion man in it, with the ears and the teeth and the claws? I mean, it's just a hoot. It's a great hoot. Anyway,
the audience enjoyed it. They liked it.
And also they loved the fact that was the kid from New Legend of Shaolin. See, all grow up,
Yeah. So. Yeah, and he's doing more movies now, which is great. I love that.
Now, the bigger audience reactions were the next couple of clips that Frank played.
Hit it, Frank. Take it away, Frank.
No. Okay, sure. So basically, so after we finished showing the Welcome clip, I show several clips from the the UK boutique labels, Eureka, Arrow, and 8A Films, who's been doing all these remastering. Well, they're releasing remastered Blu-ray of these classic films, and so the first one coming up was Okay, now full disclosure. I didn't get a single penny from these guys. All I wanted was to just promote them to show because these clips all look so good now. Like Hapkido is now 50 years old, and to
it looks brand new.
It looks brand new, and like even the Paper Tiger guys commented like, "Wow, you guys don't believe how good we are now, being able to see this like the Shaolin Plot, all these films now in remastered condition, looking like they were made yesterday. Martial Club and." Of course, last but not least, Duel to the Death. So I showed these 4K. I actually prepared like several more, but obviously we didn't have enough time. So I just showed these 4 to let people get a sense of how good they look now, how good they sound now, and the fact that they're, although most of them are still coming out in the UK, but some of them are actually getting a US release, with the partnership between Arrow and Eureka, and also because 88 Films have bought U.S. rights to some of these films, and of course, some of these films are actually streaming on Haya, like Righting Wrongs. Like I originally want to show a clip from Righting Wrongs, and that's actually streaming on Haya. Obviously, different rights. You're streaming right, you have a different platform on Haya, but then in terms of the the media, physical media rights, you have people like 88 Films, Eureka and Arrow putting these out, and it's kind of like a little mini renaissance now with these great films looking better than ever. So I just felt that is worthy enough to kind of show people, look, of course we have all these new films coming from Wilco and Haya, but then on the old films they're actually also getting the love and care that they deserve.
Yes. And also, you picked the clips, man. I know what had the biggest reaction of your clips, because we showed that clip before at the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
At the Extravaganza.
Oh, we showed that film before, yeah. I mean, at the Comic-Con, yeah. But But then Hapkido, actually, I was kind of surprised with the rather muted reception to Hapkido. I think it's because people don't know Angela Mao, and also I kind of blame myself because I didn't mention that she was the sister, Bruce Lee's sister in Enter the Dragon. I think had I mentioned that, people were, oh yeah, that's right, that's her. But
they still reacted when she did the hair whip, man.
Oh yeah,
they reacted.
Yeah. But at the same time, that stuff that was in the Bruce Lee era, before La Caillon, before Sammo Hung, before Jackie Chan. So her stuff, because I ran into the same problem. I showed one of her films in Texas, and again, I was surprised by the muted reaction, and then I realized, that's old school. That is super old school. That's not the new school that Sammo and Jackie and Yuen Woo Ping.
It's still good though.
It's still good.
I was impressed.
The irony is, Jackie Chan was in that clip.
That was funny.
One of the extras.
They're doing the old-fashioned style. They weren't speeding it up. It didn't have the kinetic energy that the later stuff did. So I understand that. But in any case,
but the Shaolin plot, what Casanova Wong, as Frank said, they call him the human tornado. Everybody was I have a clip of the fight, some of the fight, but I don't have the actual reaction. But the Paper Tiger guys were like everybody, Eric Jacobus, everybody, and me. I'm trying to keep it PG because we're at Comic-Con. when Casanova Wong did this crazy kicking technique, I was like, "Holy shit!" Because it's been forever since I've seen that movie. So I lost it, and I was like, "Sorry about that." I lost it, but I was just as excited as everybody in the audience.
You guys in the audience, you want to know how good the Extravaganza was? I'll tell you how good the Extravaganza was. I forgot who told me this, Frank or Phat or even Brennan, but somebody came up to you from the Paper Tigers guys, the promo lady,
she came up to me. Yeah.
Right. Oh, go ahead. Tell them what.
So right before we started the show, the Paper Tigers promo lady came up to me and said, these guys have like a morning call tomorrow, and so they might have to, they might probably leave. They're probably gonna leave right after they finish their segment. If so, I apologize. Please don't take it personally. And I just told her, what, I never take things personally. And then I told them, I mean, they're welcome to stay and watch the clip, but if they need to go, that's perfectly fine. And then I also reiterated that after we showed the Swordsman, I said, oh, by the way, guys, if you need to go somewhere else, feel free to leave the stage. And they said, oh, we're staying, we're watching these clips, we're nowhere to go, we're staying. So they stayed through the entire panel, so kudos to them.
The whole time they corrected, they made awesome corrections. I mean, these guys are kung fu guys, and that's awesome. So show the Shaolin plot. What you got?
All right, let's do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to tell
Yes.
you something that no one else knows. I have never seen Shaolin Plot.
Oh wow.
Seen everything. So my birthday is August 3rd.
Oh.
Anybody wants to. But in any case,
You have a multi-region player, Rick?
of course
Yeah,
I
Frank's your guy.
Of course I do. But be that as it may.
Yeah.
Well, now I get to be Rick, and you know what Rick is like, which is so after those clips, the extravaganza was over. The extravaganza was over. No, we had Eric and we had Jan, and you can see what Eric did on his side. You can see what Jan does on Justice for Hire.
Mhm.
Yeah, our section was done. We give. I have to again. That's what being away from the extravaganza. I realized that as much as I loved the fan service that I did for Eric, for Jan, and for others over the years, that was a service. And I do believe that they can fly on their own now. And I think if we ever do another extravaganza, it will be pure Kung Fu Extravaganza. And it will be this. And it will be the guests, because we're going to do our utmost to make Haya and Welgo take its rightful place in the pantheon of martial art, movie, and Kung Fu film fans and mavens.
Which was how we started in the first place. Remember when we
Mhm.
first started, I mean,
We were here to promote the genre.
we were there to promote the genre, and of course, I mean, at that time, Tai Seng was the main distributor of all these films in the U.S., and so, we started this extravaganza as a way to showcase, Tai Seng movies in the clip. So that was the main thing, and then, they all stayed the entire show. That's why, I mean, Takeshi Kitano, right? I mean, nobody hardly left until like maybe near the very end, because it's 10:30. Some people are tired and stuff. But yeah, throughout there was hardly any. I mean, I only saw like on when I was on the stage most of the time, I only saw people coming in. I hardly saw anybody leaving the show. But the thing is, like Rick said, we started this show as a way to showcase these great films, and so showing the clips has always been the main main beef or main ingredient of the show, and I agree. Going forward, we should just focus again on showing what's the best, like past and present, and the future. And hopefully we have guests that can come in and that are related to these films that we can showcase.
And also the panel space to breathe. Because when all those paper tigers showed up, oh my God! I could have done a half hour or 45 minutes with them. The knowledge they have, the experience that they've had, the understanding of the way the game works, it would have been awesome. And we just didn't have time. We had scheduled ourselves up to an end. And again, as another yin yang for me and Frank, I would have run late. Frank got in on time.
I finished it 1 minute before.
Look at that.
At 10:29.
Wow.
And
Look at that.
I told him I was disappointed in him because I wanted it to be 10:29 and 59 seconds. That would have been what I expected.
Rick, do they ever slap your wrist? Comic-Con?
Yeah. Not, for years they didn't, but after but the last year we were there, suddenly my mic didn't work.
Yeah, they come off the mic.
And I looked at the guy and said, "Oh man, I'm sorry, I don't want to keep you up, but a cutoff mic is not going to stop me." And sure enough, I finished what I was doing, and then I said, and then apologized profusely, and again offered them a book and a drink or something, because I didn't realize I was keeping them up.
So
but
Rick,
go ahead, Frank. Go ahead.
Sorry, Rick. Have you heard back from the Comic-Con guy about our panel at all? I mean, I know normally they would come back with you with feedback.
Yes, I've heard back. They're all incredibly busy at the moment because they're still cleaning up. But as I've mentioned to you, every year we have to reinvent the wheel. But it would be literally stunning and shocking, unless of course the Chinese Film Bureau gets in touch with them and says, "Don't let Rick have a panel this year." That they wouldn't let us do it after 25 years. This is our 26th year.
Yeah, I mean that's what the AV guy talked to me, because while we were packing up and stuff, he came in and said, "Oh, next year, next year you can give me the file, I can show it for you from the side, and I just kind of jokingly said, "You think we could be back next year?"
I own.
Yeah, and then he said, "Well, I mean, are you kidding? Looking at the crowd, I mean, judging by the crowd, I mean, I would be surprised if they don't ask you to come back."
My only concern, they don't. Well, you see, we have to explain to him they don't ask us back. They just allow me to say, "Can I do it again?"
Right, exactly.
They make me wait, and then they say yes. Usually, no, always, always yes. Now that we're back to being live, the only risk, my only concern was that if you guys had told me that the crowd was smaller and noticeably smaller, then we might have been in a little trouble. But I don't think the crowd was bigger. They still love us. I mean, we nearly killed them that year that they did. I mean, in other words, I believe, and Brennan, you can either agree or just not want to get into this because you're the diplomat. The reason we didn't do it last year is that we nearly killed them the year before. We nearly destroyed them the year before. They took a huge risk on us the year that we did it online for them. And so suddenly, last year they didn't say, "No, don't come online with us anymore." I was not surprised. Do you want to comment on that, Brennan, or should I just carry that?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I do want to preface that, that they were doing it all across YouTube. Like that's where all of Comic-Con was 2 years ago. So the sort of live stream was hosted on YouTube, which if anyone knows the YouTube backend, there's always sort of these copyright and claims, disputes and all this stuff. And Welgo and Haya, I mean, we normally only distribute films in North America, so that's where we own the rights. But a film can, be sold in every different territory, and there can be 50, 60 rights holders. So
yeah,
when we were working with Comic-Con and showing these clips and uploading them and giving them sort of the full show, they were getting hit but with copyright claims from all these different rights holders from all around the world. And so what we had to do is we had to go out and try to get their channel whitelisted. We had to go to all these different channels and just say, "Hey, we're trying to promote the film. Yes, Comic-Con's global. So can you release a clip?" And yeah, I mean, it was to the point where they were worried that the whole thing was going to get shut down because they had a copyright claim on Comic-Con's official YouTube channel.
They were told they didn't have, this was the first time Comic-Con was on YouTube. So they didn't have a guy there who was their guy, their YouTube guy who was going to control them. So all they knew was they were getting little texts and emails that, "Oh, isn't that nice?" Oh, China. See, the China Film Bureau got him.
Oh no!
The Comic-Con was getting texts from YouTube saying, "One more copyright problem, you're shut down. Not just the extravaganza, you're a whole show." And I assured them that they would not have a problem with the clips because Brennan had assured me. And thankfully, they did not get shut down, but it was just one text away.
Yeah.
But again, since now we're not doing that anymore, and they have no reason not to allow us to come back.
Rick, do you think that was the main reason why they didn't let us do last year's show? They were worried about the copyright?
They're not going to say it, but that's my presumption and assumption and my guess that it just wasn't worth it to them to even risk it.
Right.
I don't blame them. I didn't blame them.
And they did ask us to go back to the Thanksgiving show, as I recall, right?
Yeah, they was hoping they would come back. Oh, they did, very much so. And thankfully, we were able to show it on. We were able to show last year's show on Phat, on Demetrius Angelo's Urban Action Showcase, and on Haya. So, it's happy. So I think everything's, we're back to balance. We're back to the yin yang, and there we go. So any conclusions? We've gone. I don't want to do one of my usual 90-minute or 2-hour shows. So,
well, I have. I'll go ahead and segue out of here. Hold on one second. Yeah. So again, Rick, you talking about it, and Frank, you commenting what Rick said about keeping it more kung fu centric and focused, and showing the classics and showing and highlighting the new stuff. Hey, that's what brought me to the dance many years ago.
Oh, jeez, look!
Oh wow!
You know, that's what brought me to the dance, and I was a fan.
Can I show my picture too?
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
I gotta find it though. You keep talking.
Okay. But yeah, that I was a fan, of the show, and I used to come. Me and my friends used to come to the Kung Fu Extravaganza every year.
Yeah, that was the era when I used to take a bowl of gray paint and just dip my beard in it. Just had that line right here across my beard.
And it was such again, I've said this about 5 billion times, but I really mean it. It was such a huge honor to be a part of it now.
Yeah.
And meeting all these wonderful people like Eric and Matthew and my brother from another mother. It was great seeing Frank, in the flesh, the legend, it was awesome, but the feedback, Rick, after the show, that I got from a lot of fans of the show, they loved it, man.
Yeah,
I got so much good feedback from people, and Saturday, some people caught up with me because they were fans of the channel, but majority of it was they were fans of the panel. They loved it. And I had some people right after the panel. One older gentleman is like, "This was my favorite panel every year."
I know who that is.
You know who that is. And
they come to me on Facebook and other places and say, "I go every year to the show."
Yeah. And this was a legacy. And 25 years you guys have been doing it, and it was just an awesome experience. And the audience, they just went crazy. And I'm going to show. Because Frank, I put it together. We got to show the goddamn.
Hold on, before we do
it. Show your picture. Show your picture.
I couldn't find a picture, but Phat, do you still have that picture of me talking about that picture?
Hold on, I think I do.
Okay, so but anyway, what was I want to say? I met so the day after the panel, I was at the booth that shall not be named. I guess we can name it now, right? That's the picture. There you go. Behind us is. I showed this picture of us at the first panel all the way back in 1998.
Yes.
To really give people a sense of how long we've been doing this, how we've been trying to promote these films all, for the last quarter of a century.
It was 97. Anyway, 97, wasn't it?
Yeah.
97. We don't actually know.
Yeah, so anyway, I bumped into this guy at the booth, I guess we can say now Anime Depot, who was selling the Welgo Blu-ray, and he said, I've been coming to this panel for the past 10 years. I always, I brought my daughter here, and it's like during the panel, like her daughter's friend wanted to go because they actually drove up here from like Irvine or someplace, and they need to go to work the next day, and he convinced them to just stay just a little bit longer so he and his daughter can this is like this is almost like their only time they can share like the time together watching these clips. To him, this is almost like a tradition, right? Like bringing my daughter here to see this panel, watching these clips for the past 10 years, and now her daughter's all grown up and she's loved these clips, and so she said, he said, no, we'll try to come back every year, he and her daughter, just to. I mean, this is the only thing that he was looking most forward to,
That's cool. Go. That's really cool.
I mean, this is awesome. I mean, of course they love the show. What's not to love? I mean, we did a terrific job. I thank you very much. I did a terrific job. And everybody, and we'd be nothing without each other. I mean, everybody is in there plugging, doing the best possible work, and we just have to keep doing it. Just keep going, and better and better and better. Just like Kung Fu. The great thing about Kung Fu is just you always want to improve.
That's right. All right, so I'm not going to show the whole fight. I'm going to show a little clip of the audience reaction. But yeah, everybody watching right now, this is what the Kung Fu Extravaganza is all about.
So the next clip is Duel to the Death. We showed clips from this thing way back in the early days of the panel, and now that Eureka have remastered it and released it, we want to show you another clip so you can see how good the remastering was and how awesome this debut film from Qin Xiu Dong of Chinese ghost story fame is still good, and still how good it is, how awesome it is, 40 years after its release in 1982. So basically, the Japanese plotting conspiracy to kidnap all the Chinese martial artists so that they can win a duel that happens every 10 years. So here's Duel to the Death. Another classic.
Oh,
That's it.
that's
Oh.
it.
Hold on. Yeah. Woo, that's what it's all about.
Show Frank again. There we go. That's Fuel to the Death for you. So everybody, thank you so much for coming. We're going to let you know when the whole show, uninterrupted by us, is going to be available. In the meantime, again, in case you need it, the Kung Fu 22 is the code to get a free month of Haya. And $3.99 for a month. I am telling you, it is so effing worth it. You'll be going. You'll make, one movie will give you your $3.99's worth, and they have dozens, if not hundreds.
It's getting better and better.
Yeah, all the time.
And it'll cost less than a Starbucks coffee. For real. For real.
Totally worth it.
Less than 4 McDonald's coffees. Doesn't have near the Kung Fu.
That's crappy coffee, though.
Tell me about it. They're not crappy. Anything anybody wants to finish up with?
Brendan, anything you have to say to your fans and your followers?
No, I mean, I think, Rick did it all for me. Yeah, looking forward to next year. I think, we're going to, try our best to bring some cool people out, show some cool stuff. So if you guys are, in San Diego, come out to the Extravaganza again. It'll be fun. And maybe there's something in New York in October. So
look at that.
Look forward to that. Potentially.
All right. Look at that. Frank's doing it.
Doing the ghost beard.
Yeah.
I'm doing the real beard. And Frank,
Well, go ahead, Frank.
On how many audio commentaries per month for how long now?
Oh God! I mean, this month alone, I've done like 4. I think I have 2 more I have to finish by this weekend, and then next month I had at least 5 to do. So
coming up the pipeline, right?
What's that?
You have a lot of new films coming up the pipeline.
Well, the new classic films, yeah.
88, Eureka.
88, Eureka, Arrow, and of course the Australian label. And I mean, I've started doing commentary for an Australia label. So the 2 Johnny Toe titles coming up, Exiled and Breaking News. And then I'm doing a Zhang Yimou commentary for the road home, which is this one.
Oh, that's
that's the
beautiful.
There's a Blu-ray premiere of the road home from Australia.
I love Exiled. Exiled is awesome.
Yeah, and then for you Michelle Yeoh fans, there will be some great Michelle Yeoh titles coming in fourth quarter. So,
woohoo!
And for me, of course, if you haven't seen it yet, go see Minions: The Rise of Gru, and notice the dumb fu that a certain bearded gentleman taught the minions for that movie. And also, definitely take a look at They Shouldn't Have Killed This Dog, a book about John Wick and the history of gun fu films. And I'm all over that as well, and I'm very happy and pleased with that.
And make sure you get the pins.
Nice.
Yeah, get the pins.
Get the pins.
Yeah. I also got T-shirts and masks and Minion stuff. And
Hey, by the way, Rick, that Five Fingers of Death like parody poster was awesome that you posted today.
oh yeah, I don't know. You can't bring it up here, can we? We can't bring it up. Oh wait a minute, I may have it here. Yeah, I'm hoping that the Minions are now doing a series of posters based on famous Kung Fu movie posters. Come on, man, what's the matter with you? Work. There we go. Here it is. Now, see if you can get this is a like almost an exact copy except with the Minions of no, we can't
There
get
you
it.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
Five Fingers.
It's you'll have to go find my Facebook.
Yeah, Five Fingers of Death poster. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Rick Myers on Facebook, and you find it stuff. It's all on Facebook. Everything's on Facebook. In any case, so thanks for coming. See you when we bring the full extravaganza onto the platforms.
Am I allowed back? I don't know. This might be one and done.
God, you got to come back. You're the only thing that's holding us all together now. You're the only thing that's holding us all together.
Well, again, it was an honor. Brennan, you are the man. That's right. Represent everybody watching right now. Y'all know what you need to do. That's right. Follow these awesome legends. That's right. Their information's in the description box below, baby. That's right. Well Go USA, bringing the ruckus, son. Subscribe to Hi-Ya, 88 Films, Eureka. All that good stuff, baby. That's how we do it. Rick, it's an honor, my friend. We got to do this again. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. You guys don't go anywhere, but we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, guys. Keep watching that Kung Fu, baby.
Bye.
Take care.
Bring back roses.